What's up, YouTube? Bayview Bud back with another video. Something a little different this time. Sorry, I was in the process of cleaning my garage and I got COVID, so I've been down for the week. This is the first day I've been kind of back up and at it, but still got the tea going, still bouncing back. So today I'm going to do an installation video. I ordered it's a new style bug deflector. It's called like a form fit or Toughguard or something like that. Anyway, I'll show you in a sec. It's essentially like a solid black, tougher textured piece of plastic. The shape is a little different than this OG bug deflector, and it's got like the chrome rivets on it, almost like a pocket style fender flare. So I just picked this truck up like 2 months ago. It's an 1794 edition, and man, I love this truck so far. I've been a Chevy guy my whole life, but I gotta tell you, this truck is probably it might have swayed me in the other direction. She's pretty gorgeous. So anyway, I'm gonna do a how-to video because the instructions on this thing are a pile of shit. So we'll see how we get this thing installed. Okay, we got the original one off with some heavy pulling because it was the tape holding it on was pretty damn strong. So first step, they give you an alcohol pad with the kit. I'm gonna go down and rub all this down and get sorry, COVID. I gotta get all this dirt and stuff off that's been stuck underneath the original one. So we're gonna go ahead and do that first. Automotive surface cleaner. I imagine it's probably, yeah, it's just isopropyl alcohol. Disinfect the surface. So we give her a real good wipe down here. Get all that residue from the original tape. I mean, if you're just installing this and you don't have one on there initially, then you're probably in a better position than me because you don't have to get all that excess shit off. But for my sake, we got to really get all that old glue and whatnot off the grill. So this is essentially what it's going to look like sitting on there afterwards. Obviously it's going to have the chrome bolts sitting in there. I just sat it down on top right now just to get my measurements right. But yeah, that's essentially what it's going to look like when it's all said and done. So it's a little sleeker. Doesn't kind of sit up as much as the other one. I think it's going to look really nice with the little chrome accents. It'll kind of, I'm not a huge chrome guy, but on this truck, I think it looks all right. Okay, so the first step, you're gonna have to do some measuring. You can see I marked off all my measurements on the hood here with this like special marker I got from the trade store. It's good for glass and paint. It won't, I don't know, it's made kind of like a crayon type of thing. Anyway. So I marked off all my measurements. So the instructions are pretty vague. I don't know who the fuck wrote these, but anyway, you're gonna stick these guys that they supply you with, I guess, as like a little protector guard to keep the actual bug deflector from touching the paint. So anyways, I've marked off all my measurements. So you have to find your center line, which on this Tundra is, I think it was 46 inches across, so 23 inches was the center line, and then your side mounts here are 17.5 inches off of that center line. And these guys over on the corner here, they're 1 inch in and 3 3/4 inches up. Okay, the next step, so we've rested it down on top here. We've got all our little guards on there. Now you're gonna measure, you're gonna mark off this hole here and the same thing on the other side here. So we're gonna mark those off, and they provide us with this little clear 3M tape that we're gonna slip over top of the hood to protect it. And then I'll show you guys the next step from there once this has been removed. Okay, so you can see here I wrapped the 3M tape they provided me over and around the hood to the underside. And then these little clamps are gonna go over top. And there's a little piece that's gonna pop down through the guard into here, and then you tighten the screw like an IKEA setup almost. So you're gonna do that on both sides. Okay, now what you're gonna do, you're not gonna fully put those screws in underneath yet. You're just gonna pop these little plastic tabs in to hold it in place. So once you've got that done, you're gonna use your little marker, whatever it is that you got going on there, and you're just gonna put dots where each one of these holes is. So go down along the line and just mark off the center of each one of these holes here, because these are going to be your mounts where your little what you want to call it there, chrome applicators are going to sit. Okay, once that's done, you've marked off your spots. You can kind of see here, this is what it's going to look like with everything removed. So you can pull that off, and they actually provide you, fuck, I don't want to lose this because of the wind. They provide you with this little template here for your pedestals. So you're going to go along, you're going to use this, and you're going to, they provide you with these little white bar pieces of tape. So what you're going to do is you're going to place your alignment tool over top of your marking, and then you're going to put one piece of tape here and one piece of tape along this side. That's going to allow you to line up your pedestal once this is gone. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll show you all my markings. Alright, this is what your final setup is going to look like. So you can see here I used the template and then these stickers to mark off the 90-degree corner of where this bracket sits. So you do that all along the way. One thing that I did screw up on, that I will say, I did it on the last one here. Try and fold over this edge. It'll make it a lot easier to peel these off when you're done mounting these, because now I got to go through and try to peel all these off, and they're really on there. So fold one of the edges over if you can, and that'll make it a lot easier to just rip them right off after. So I'm going to go ahead and peel off these stickers, and then we're going to get everything mounted and snug and secure. See how it looks. So one thing I am going to do that I just thought of, because it is a bit chilly out here today. It's like 10 degrees. We're in Ontario, so spring and winter lasts forever. But I'm going to take a heat gun on the low setting and just hit all those adhesive pads just to make sure everything's good and secure and settled. Because in the instructions it says like 15 degrees minimum. But I mean, I'll be waiting weeks for that. So we're just going to go ahead and warm everything up a little bit with the heat gun on the low setting. You got to be careful with those heat guns because they get real hot. You don't want to torch your paint. So I'm going to be real gentle, keep her at a good distance. And then we'll get everything mounted. We got our heat gun on the low setting. So even at this distance, it's pretty warm. So just warm all of them up. Even these little rubber cones here. So to mount them, you're going to have your little chrome bolt here and a washer. You're going to want the side with the protruding end of the washer to go down into the hole like so. Then you're going to slide this in through. Now I would recommend, I mean, I'm no expert, but this is my first time installing this, but I mean, it just seems logical to wait to completely, like, I'm going to tighten this down. By the way, you need a Torx bit for this. So if you don't have one of those, you're going to have to pick one up. I would tighten this down snug, but not completely, because you're going to want to let those adhesive pads settle underneath, and if you crank too hard on it, honestly, you're probably going to rip it right off the bottom. The force is just going to pull it up from the bottom. So I'm going to tighten these so they're snug, like that. And then in a couple of weeks, once it's been sitting for a while, I'm going to go through and retighten everything. So I'm going to get all the hardware mounted and snugged up, and then we'll pull the truck back and we'll see how she looks. And she's done. I think it looks pretty cool, man. It's a little more aggressive and a little more durable as opposed to the OG bush or bug deflector. Sorry, you know, it's nice and snug, solid. Again, I tightened these till they were snug, but I'm not going to over tighten them yet. I'm going to let the adhesive really settle underneath before I crank them anymore. But yeah, I like how it came out. Hey, let me know in the comments what you think. If you've ordered one for your truck, hopefully this video helps. Because honestly, when I started reading the instructions, I didn't know what the hell to do. So yeah, drop a like, comment, let me know what you think. I like the look of it. I'm not going to do too much else to this truck. Exhaust, maybe a couple other small things, but cosmetically I like the way it looks now. And I got my Cadillac and my bike and stuff that I want to put some more time into. So yeah, there you go. That's how you install the what do they call it, form-fitting tough guard, tough hood guard for the Toyota Tundra. I'll include the link in the description below where you can order it. I'm here in Ontario, Canada. I got mine from a place in Toronto. I'm just outside of Ottawa, so it only took a day to get here shipping wise, but I'm sure you can find these all over the internet. So thanks everyone.